Good morning, traders. Let's start our Sunday morning review, and today, except forecasts, I will show you what we can use in addition to HFT volumes. If, for example, like here on Euro, we don't have HFTs, but we have delta imbalance, candle delta imbalance. And on the example of Japanese yen and Euro, I will show you what imbalances we can use for entry points if we don't have tick chain imbalance. So let's start. On Euro, we made forecast that it will break the previous high, take the liquidity, and then will go to the downside. And it really happened. As you see, a very huge volume profile on the top, and moreover, if you look on candle delta, it's very interesting thing that in this candle, which was a reversal candle, we saw quantitative delta. So if we don't have tick chains, fast tick chains, we can also use this accumulation of quantity of trades and synchronized with big volume profile and identify reversal patterns in such manner. The market bounced to the downside, coiled a bit, and then after one more attempt made movement to the downside and broke this structure that was the target of this idea. So the logic is very pure and correct, but the entry point is a bit different than we expected. So we will take a note about this situation. Also, Japanese yen, we expected the movement to the upside a bit, some imbalance, and then that the market will engulf this trend movement where a lot of patterns, mirror levels, mirror zones were established. Finally, we saw very aggressive market sellers. Also, I expected HFTs after this upside movement. First of all, upside movement, then some imbalance, and then engulfing of this uptrend, which was really similar to the previous wave. Now I will show you. I didn't saw this tick imbalance, but what I want to show you, traders. So it's an interesting thing in Japanese yen. When we see asks delta, volume delta, but without quantitative delta on the market top, it is instead of HFTs, it is the signal of potential market reversal. Because if we see volume delta, we need to see the same or a bit higher or lower quantitative delta. But if we don't see such thing, it is pure imbalance, pure divergence. And in fact, we can talk about algorithmic sells, which neglected this delta. It didn't change despite that volumes were rather positive. Here it was in this candle. And I want to show you more patterns. As you see here, not so huge, but at least positive delta on the uprise movement, and quantitative delta is in zero. Also here we see. And after such situations, we have market reversals. Let's find out more situations here also. I will delete vertical line and show you that this pure volume imbalance but quantitative delta did not change. We can find such situations on market tops and also try to use them as reversal patterns. But of course, we need to have a previous plan like we did here. The similar picture that was on this wave also I showed you. As you remember, a lot of mirror levels that price broke the previous highs and made a retest. And the buyers there involved, we had HFTs here, a culmination of buyers, and also we could see this phenomenon with delta here. You see positive volume delta, but quantitative delta is in zero. It needs to be on market tops, because here also we see such picture, but this is not market top. We need like green candle and green volume delta, and quantitative delta is negative or did not change. Here, for example, also such candles, but they are not on market top. That's why it is difficult to make entries in such points. In this place also positive delta, but it is not on market top. That's why risk-reward ratio can be not so favorable. And for now, what I want to tell you about Japanese yen. Also, we have interesting divergences, battle between buyers and sellers. And on the daily chart, we see that hedge funds increased their position and open interest rose. Here really the battle between hedgers and hedge funds. So to my mind, it is interesting to buy straddles or strangles option constructions, where you make a bet that the price will not stay here. And I predict that really next week the price will go to the downside or to the upside from this zone. But for now it is really difficult to predict who will win this battle. So the options market is up to you in these cases. And if you are waiting in delta imbalance on any asset, for example, we can measure how many contracts, what the volume is significant here. For example, here 960 contracts, the next tick 500 contracts. And also we can put an alert in settings, candle delta settings. We click on the bell and here press activate, and cumulative delta volume, for example, 500 contracts. Also, we can choose the same volume in quantitative delta. You can choose both directions or only buyers, only ask delta, for example, if you're waiting for shorting opportunities, or only bid delta if for buying opportunities. Very, very convenient. Let's measure Nasdaq, because here from the COT perspective I see huge increasement of shorts by hedge funds and increasement of open interest. Really very narrow range, but here very big activity. So here we also see in deltas imbalance, divergence between quantitative delta, and it's obvious that some algorithmic sells we can observe here, and volumetric purchases by hedgers and algorithmic sells by hedge funds according to the COT data. And I think that even if there will be some pullback from this supply level and then bid imbalance, it will be possible to take a continuation, because this structure tends to be broken. And at the same time, if we will go to the upside and there will form asks imbalance, it will be possible to catch some pullback. In such situations, really we need to be reactive but not predictive, because we see the battle and we need the culmination of this battle to make some swings. Because to predict who will defeat in this battle now, it is really impossible, absolutely impossible, and it is not necessary. So be reactive but not predictive, and take advantage in the moment that will be suitable for you during the week. What about oil? Also, hedge funds increased by 15%, where buying positions and open interest rose, and they changed their opinion about oil. As you see, there was a strong downtrend in accumulating positions, and now this trend was broken. So I put commercial level here, and now it is buying priority. Also, hedge funds were very active in Cooper. Amazing, they increased their position the second week in a row. That's why I'm rather bullish here. Price will continue rising from this point in the next week and will break the previous high. The next asset where we can put a commercial level, soybeans. 25% of adding in longing positions. Here a peculiar trend line. Hedgers dominate under the commercial level, and above this commercial level we need to be more bullish. I think that the price will go to this volumetric level of resistance. Finally, on coffee, I see that the price reacted on the previous zone of supply which we established and created this HFT volume, and I think that it will go to the downside from the beginning of the next week. Hedge funds increased their shorting positions in coffee. They expect that the trend will continue. It will go to the downside, and so also it's possible to make some swings here. So traders, I hope that this review was useful for you. Please push the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave comments, leave questions. I will be very appreciated to communicate with you. And I wish you a perfect trading week. Goodbye.